Hi, Khushbu.
How are
Thank
you?
you. I'm well, and thank you for taking the time out. It's a busy time for you.
Being a Sunday, yes, it's a bit busy
It's a
for me.
busy, yeah, Sundays, but Sunday,
Yeah,
I guess, is the
absolutely.
only time you probably get to yourself, right? But anyway,
Totally.
we're also in the middle of elections, so it's a kind of
Yeah, we had voting yesterday, so we are done with it. Now we have to wait for the
yeah.
results. But being a Sunday, there's a lot of work. You know, all
So
my personal work, all my personal work is actually dumped on a Sunday.
isn't it? Isn't it? I mean, I was telling my husband, I'm really looking forward to this idea where a lot of countries are going in for like a 4 day week. It kind of gives you, I'm like, do you think this is going to carry on? Like, so I'm in the UAE right now, and it's fantastic. It's gone on to a 4.5 day week, but
Yeah,
it's a
yeah,
bit. But it's a bit of a bother if you're a mom, right? Because you just send them out and they're already back on the fourth day.
yeah.
It's just,
True,
but
true.
it's my pleasure really to have Khushbu Sundar on the show today. She is well, as I said, an actor par excellence. It's been a fantastic journey, and of course, a politician, one of those women in politics that we talk about. We talk about highly, and we look out at. Um, I want to begin with politics first, but Khushbu, I can't get over the fact that
So
you've
you see my
lost.
daughter peeping in behind.
Oh, she's most welcome to join in. She is. But
Yeah.
uh, are both your daughters with you here, or I thought one
My
is.
younger one is with me. She's in first year college. The other one is in London.
So how is that journey actually? Let's begin with that. What is that journey like? The mother of two teens. I mean, I've got one who stepped in as a teenager. One is a wannabe teenager. It's hard.
Don't ask me. I mean, of course, now they are a little more grown up, but when they were, right in between their teens, it was like crazy. This one is 19, my older one is 21 plus. So it was like crazy when they both were in their teens. And then my older one had a little longer, every Saturday, she had her, the curfew line a little more longer than the younger one. And then she used to argue that why she can stay out at 10 and I have to come back at 8:30, and
Yeah,
all those things. So
the younger
I
ones
think it
grow
takes,
up faster.
yeah, and the younger ones know how to fight their way through a problem.
Absolutely. I see that all the time. Why is that one got this one? Why is that got that? I'm like, you're just 9 going on 15. I get it, but let's wait a while, right?
Exactly.
It's so how did you juggle? How was the juggling? A teenage time is a time where you actually, you're needed more at home than anywhere else. So how do you
Yeah.
juggle work? I mean, you're still actively acting, your politics, and then the children.
Just actually, I made a very conscious decision just after I got married because I had my babies in quick succession. So I made a very conscious decision to stay away from films because I had to give up some very interesting and big films, but then I didn't regret a moment. For me, it was extremely important that I stay with my girls as they're growing up, being with them, dropping them at school, picking them up from school, sitting with them through their homework, their fights and everything, putting them in bed. I think it was a very conscious decision. And films also now, I really take long to decide if I want to do a film. I mean, in 22 years of my married life, I think I'd have hardly done 10 films. So that isn't an issue. I was doing a lot of television. That is because it was my own production mostly. And it makes it very easy for me to, take the kids to school or there are parent teachers meeting. I'm there for the parent teachers meeting, sports day, anything. I could actually ask my director to make the changes, me being the producer myself. Probably somebody else is a producer. I can't tell them that, guy, listen, I can't be there at 9. I will be there only by 11. But being my own production, that helped me. So it was a very conscious decision to do own production television programs. And then again, if you're doing a movie, then I don't go for an outdoor. I don't shoot for more than a week at a stretch. So I take a break, like I shoot for a week and then I take a break of 5, 6 days where I'm totally with the kids. And even when I was doing a film, I mean, I was making sure that I'm shooting in Chennai and not out of Chennai. And even if I'm traveling somewhere, then it is only during, like if I'm going, I have to go outdoor for a shoot, then I do a film only if the outdoor is when they have their school holidays. So it was a very conscious decision. And I think I follow a very simple rule. how to juggle is if there's a will, there is a way.
Right. Absolutely. But, as they grew older, was it a bit embarrassing for them? You're talking about being the PTMs and coming up to school and, the kind of attention you would have gotten. Children get embarrassed very easily, don't they?
No, in fact, school was very comfy because the school where they studied, you had a lot of, celebrity kids. But apart from that, I think in school, we all were together as new parents. So nobody was bothered that I'm Khushbu or nobody was bothered that I'm a celebrity. We all were these new mothers who were waiting right from their kindergarten days and in fact, activity center days. So we all were mothers, you know, who were waiting for their children to come back and then the kids had to bond well and until unless we don't bond, the kids wouldn't be bonding. So you will not believe when my kids have friends who have grown up right from their kindergarten days, they have gone their ways. They're in colleges. Somebody's in the US, somebody's in Japan, somebody is in UK. But we mothers have stayed in touch. We still have a group on our Instagram where we share on every day-to-day life, what we are doing, what the kids are doing. And we, the mothers of the school, we still do meet once in a way and we keep in touch with each other. So nobody is a star kid, nobody is a celebrity there. We are just mothers of the normal children there.
No, it's lovely to hear that. But was that a little bit of an extra effort to, make sure that they don't think that they are star kids?
We made an extra effort was give them a very simple life at home. You see, you will not find a single trophy or a certificate or probably any kind of an award at home. We don't have story discussions at home. Me and my husband, we don't discuss work at home. So that was a conscious decision that when it comes to us, we are a celebrity outside home, but at home we were just normal parents. Father was father. They could ride on the father's back. They could sleep on father's chest. He is sleeping, wake him up. My younger one would like for a very long time, and the father was, if the father is sleeping, she would come out from the shower, take her school uniform, dump on her father's face and say, dress me up, I have to go to school. So, it was a very thing. And for them to see me cooking, making food for them, dressing them up, taking them to school, driving them around, being there at the parent teachers meeting. So they didn't feel that I was a celebrity. In fact, we took all the kids, in fact, her classmates and everyone, we took them out for an outing and there were other people to a public place and the people came over and they wanted my pictures, they wanted my autograph. And both my girls were like, so shocked. They came and asked those guys, whoever came to me for pictures and autograph. They said, why are you coming and crowding my mother? And why are you taking an autograph from my mother? And they were like, your mother is a big star. And they looked at me and they said, no, that is my mother. She's no star. She's no celebrity. She's my mother. So they didn't even have an idea that, a mother is an actress. Only now it sinks in, okay, mom is a star, dad is a very famous personality, a star in his own right as a creator. Uh, but otherwise, I think it was a very normal childhood what they had.
It's wonderful to hear that, Khushbu, actually. You've been a child artist yourself. I mean, it's a long journey. How do you look back at your own time, as somebody who started working so early?
I don't know. I think I enjoyed myself. There's not a moment of regret. The only regret I have is I couldn't complete my schooling, my education. I couldn't complete, and even my principal, even till date, she says that Nakat, you are a good student. You could have completed your education. So that's the only regret probably where I had to drop out when I was in my ninth standard. But otherwise, I think I grew up in the film industry. Whatever I am today, I owe it to the film industry because if not for what I had learned from the industry in my growing up times, I wouldn't be surviving for so long. So I have absolute no regrets. And I'm not going to look back and say, oh, I started so early and I regret that I was a child actor. No, I have learned everything from cinema. So I owe it to cinema. So no regrets at all.
But it's not too late. You can always go finish that degree, You're so multifaceted anyways, but uh,
No, I think my girls are going to do that for me now.
so the girls, now that they've kind of, I mean, at least one has flown the nest in a sense. So are you finding I mean, I saw the other day that you were back to work. I think it was another serial that you'd written about. So is that work now going to pick up? Your acting?
We've started shooting for that project, and I generally do all the scripts for my television serials, what I do. And this script again is done by me. I wanted to do something which suits my age and suits what I am today as a person. So it's a very matured love story, and it's family oriented. I have to be very conscious on what I do because I have two of my daughters who are my worst critics. They will rip me apart.
They always
So
are.
yeah, so I have to be very, very careful, very, very conscious in what I do, what kind of work I take up, and the way I dress up, the way I perform. Because both these girls, they are like, they will shred me into pieces.
Yeah, the critics are sitting right at home. I know that,
Absolutely.
No, but that's actually wonderful. But is Bollywood now, going to be part of the reckoning again?
Offers did keep coming in, but I didn't find anything interesting. I'm open to films now because both the girls are grown up. They both are in college on their own. My elder one hopefully should start working in June because she finishes her schooling in May. So hopefully she starts working in June. She's already got something lined up. So, and the younger one, she wants to take over our company. So I have asked her to come to the office every day after your college hours. So I have a lot of time on hand. And even politically, of course, I have to keep flying in and out of Delhi. And even here, whenever there's a meeting, I have to be part of that. But apart from that, I have a lot of time on hand. So I'm open to films. But again, it has to be something very, very substantial. I don't want to get lost in a crowd that you're appearing for two scenes. You know, that excitement. Oh, you're there, you're doing one small role in a Hindi film. No, I think I've seen enough. And with my stature and, you know,
Yeah, of course.
the position where I am in, I need to do something very, very substantial if I have to go back to Hindi.
I would love to ask you a question in Tamil, but unfortunately, I'm a Punjabi here and I wouldn't know. But there's a request for you to say a line in Tamil if you want to just say something to you, all the fans, Khushbu.
Oh, of course I can speak in Tamil. உங்கள் அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம். உங்களை நான் நேர்ல பார்க்க முடியல பட் நிச்சயமாக நீங்க எல்லாரும் வந்து இந்த நிகழ்ச்சி பார்த்துட்டு இருக்கீங்க, இந்த டாக் நீங்க பார்த்துட்டு இருக்கீங்க. ஜோத்ஸ்னா அவர்களோட பேசிட்டு இருக்கேன். சோ ரொம்ப ரொம்ப மகிழ்ச்சி. இந்த ப்ரோக்ராம் பார்த்துட்டே இருங்க. அண்ட் பேசுறது எல்லாமே உங்களுக்கு ஏதோ ஒரு வகையில இன்ஸ்பயர் ஆகும் நான் நினைக்கிறேன்.
I heard my name. I hope that was kind. But but you mentioned about the fact that you want to do something that is age appropriate in terms of your acting. Do you think the last 2 years, because we've seen the sudden bloom of the OTT platforms now because of the way we've all been stuck, is that going to finally, I at least that's my sense, that it's more beneficial now to women because even people, women are now being allowed to act out their ages in a lot of these shows that are coming on these platforms.
Absolutely. I mean, this is the best time for women actors uh, to actually showcase their talents. And I'm not talking about people like us who have been there, done that, but even for the newcomers, you have such bundle of talents around who probably never had the opportunity to showcase their talents. But OTT platform gives you that. And for me, yes, something like what Sushmita did, Arya, the first part, or Delhi Crimes, or it was something called City of Dreams, or what Ravina did now, Aranyak. I think all these programs, what you watch, they're amazing. And the amount of talent, like I said, the talent, the only thing is, at times it becomes because OTT, there are certain people who tend to take an advantage that there's no certification or, or censor board. So we tend to go a little overboard. And if you're sitting and watching with the family, then it becomes a little uncomfortable with the elders and parents. So, but otherwise, I think I have watched some fantabulous series where I am like, wow, this is brilliant. And, Family Man was there, and all of this. KK Menon did a couple of them, and Inside Edge. I think they were brilliant, just brilliant. So I would love to do series, but again, like I said, give me a role what Shefali did in Delhi Crimes. Give me something what Sushmita did in Arya. Give me something like probably Ravina did in Aranyak. You give me those roles, and I'm ready to take up.
Well, I
But
hope.
otherwise, it becomes difficult.
Yeah, because I think there's a time and place, and eventually that time and place. But I'm hoping that you do get those roles because we would love to see you coming up
Hopefully, let's see.
on those. Yes. So I want to. There are many more questions, but I want to go a little bit into the political side of your career. And you've been with, now this is your third party, so you've got a lot of experience across the board. What would you actually tell women? What is it that does not allow women to, move ahead. We are in the middle of elections. Half of the voters are women, and yet look at the kind of representation that we have of women. What needs to change?
The mindset of women themselves. The problem is we give in to the family pressures. There are pressures from the family because I have worked with so many women. Very few women find the support of the family. First, it's like you're neglecting your child. You're neglecting the family. Your husband is not happy about it. I have old parents. Who's going to look after them when I'm at work? All these things. And the men, most of the times when you see, they want to be in their shoes, in their woman's shoes. If she's getting a ticket, then it's like, you back out, I will stand in your place. So they want to take the power. They cannot, they still live in that, patriarchy mindset where they cannot accept a woman step ahead of them, or they cannot accept a woman that she is, you go to a place and a woman is known to the people and not the husband. You say, oh, even this is my husband, and that's when most of the men cringe. I am not your husband, you're my wife. So that needs to change. And until unless we don't change that, most of the women will not find a place in politics. You name it. You look at the women who have been in politics, who have made it big. They didn't have the family as we call. Okay. So they didn't have any pressures. They didn't have any kind of commitment that I can't work late hours. I have odd hours and I need to go back home because somebody is waiting. Children are there. I have to look into their school, their PTMs, their homework. They are appearing for their board exams. They have their final exams. Those pressures were not there on them. Very few women, like probably me, Smriti Irani, Nirmala Sitaraman, Priyanka Chaturvedi, we women find the support of our family as well as our men who say that go out, spread your wings, fly high. It's your world. It's your time. You have to make sure that you have a name for yourself. You don't have to be in my shadow. So we have been the lucky ones, but not probably every woman is lucky in that way.
So
So
how do
it's
you
it's the women who need to change.
then, and that of course, that you mentioned, and that was in my mind as well, the family aspect of it, the societal aspect of it as well, the kind of there's a lot of misogyny around. It's very easy to put a woman down. And I think I spoke when I was speaking with Priyanka Chaturvedi. I think I remember having this conversation, that whether women have to actually dumb down a bit, dress down a bit to be in politics, because there are these misconceptions. You can't be overly smart, you can't be overly glamorous, to be out there. You've got to be simple.
No, I think there's a code of conduct when it comes to politics. I mean, I definitely wouldn't wear something which people would, me being a celebrity, I can't speak for others, but for me, being a celebrity myself, I wouldn't want to be overdressed and go where people would say, oh, there comes the actor. Not for anything else. I want people to take me seriously as a politician, as a person who's going to work for them. So I don't want my status as an actor overpowering my uh, place as a politician or as a servant to the people. So I would really take an extra effort to do that. But yes, I do dress up well. I'm going for a wedding now. I am dressed up well. And I love to dress up. And I'm not going to bring that down. I'm not going to go without my lipstick. I'm not going to go without my kajal. I'm going to leave my hair open and I'm going to walk in. If that is glamorous, then be it. Beautiful women are to be appreciated and they need to be celebrated. And we have very beautiful women in politics. So we are not going to dress down. I mean, you look at parliament, women are coming really, really well dressed. You look at Sumalata Ambrish, the way she dresses up in her, the beautiful saris, what she wears in the parliaments. I mean, with a lovely neck piece and her pattu saris and everything. She was beautiful. I think women just need to be themselves. You don't have to play down. It's finally how you speak, how you work, how you take care of your constituents, or how you work for the party. That is what is important.
So you've had your fair share of controversies as well, and you've also spoken about how to go through a journey with integrity, with dignity. How do you carry on, when you're in that public space with so much focus on you, and you keep that dignity going?
I'm just myself. I cannot tolerate nonsense. I know what I speak. I know what I say. I know what I'm doing. So if somebody tries to outsmart me, then I need to put them in place. And I do that. I do that immediately. I'm not a dumb bimbo who's going to say, oh, I'm sorry, excuse me. If I'm not aware of something, I'm very honest about it. I say, I'm not aware of it and I'm not going to answer this. Because I think it's very important that you have to be honest with yourself rather than making a fool of yourself in public places. Secondly, yes, you do come across certain men who love to bring you down, who think it's their birthright to bring down a woman and show that they are above us. So, and the reason for me to move out of the other two parties was because of that, because I cannot and I will never ever allow my dignity, my respectability, or my integrity to be challenged. Because the minute you do that, I move away. My mom has taught me very clearly that you don't have to be in a place if you are not respected, if your self-respect is not accepted. So I just follow that rule. And if you're going to play around with my respectability, I'm not going to take it.
So how do you deal with it in an environment that is just, with social media today, where there is just so much of abuse, there's so much, it's toxic, isn't it?
It is very toxic. The reason why I came out of Facebook, I think 10 or 12 years back, when my girls were very young, because they were also on Facebook, and I saw that how they were targeting these young kids. And I decided overnight that I cannot be on Facebook. And I told my daughters that I'm going to be out of Facebook and we all will do it. Because I knew the question would be, Amma, you are on Facebook. So I walked out of Facebook. I came out of Facebook. I'm not on Facebook. My girls are not on Facebook. Yes, Twitter is one platform where you have to be connected with people. It allows you to interact with people. It keeps you connected with the reality. Uh, and I have understood that the amount of comments you get, you don't have to go through everything. First, I don't have the time to go through every comment. Secondly, people who troll, they're absolutely unknown. If you notice, I call them spineless cowards because they don't have their names, they don't have their faces. So I don't have to react to somebody who does not even have the courage to show their names and faces, their own identities, because they know what they're doing is wrong. They're very much aware that one of their family members might be on Twitter and they will be caught off guard. They have to face their family, they have to face their women at home, they have to face their children at home. So they are uh, you know, I, they're not at all courageous. So why would I even react to them? So they're trolls. So leave it at that.
So, how then do we inspire younger women? I think uh, the kind of women who've been in these apps, who've been, auctioned off on the apps, if you look at them, a lot of them then eventually disappear from the kind of work they're doing simply because, their parents are going to say, it's not worth, what taking this on.
No, I think we just need to understand all the women who are there. I've seen many women being trolled. I've seen many women being abused. Irrespective of which party you belong to, or irrespective of which area you come from, or what you do, I say if there is somebody who's abusing you, we always have an option: mute. Don't give them the pleasure of saying that you have blocked them. Mute them. That's it. Carry on with your life. You don't have to even look into them. They're not worth it. They're not even worth a penny, because you'll be wasting your time if you start reacting. And once you react to them, I do react. I do react if it gets very personal. If it comes to my family, then I react very badly. Yes, I do. But otherwise, I don't. If it's personally an attack, then I don't react. But if you involve my family, my children, then I do react. I become the wounded tigress. I can do it, but I would say these women, they should just continue doing the wonderful work they do, because this is one platform, social platform, any platform. I may not be on Facebook, but there are, it's a huge platform for them to showcase their talents, to bring out what they want to do, to say what they want to say. Till you're not hurting, till you're not spreading hate, till you're not, personally attacking someone. Please continue your good work if you think you're doing something good, and be least bothered about that who comment, because people who are commenting, most of them have nothing else to do. Take the good comments. And if you look at it, probably if there are 100 comments, out of that, 20% will be these trolls, these kind of abuses, but 80% will be appreciating your work. So let the 20% of them, the trolls, let them go. They're not worth your time. Look at what these 80% of people tell you, appreciate your work, say thank you, and move forward with a smile and with more of power.
Wonderful words, and I am running out of time, but I have two very quick questions for you. which I know a couple of people have also been asking, what was it like? And I'm going back a little bit in time here quickly, Khushbu, to have a temple dedicated to you, or have a sari dedicated to you, to have a dish on your name. What does it feel like? I mean, how do you react,
I don't
and
know.
how do you
I've never
internalize
reacted.
it?
Yeah, but I've never reacted to that, Jyotsna, because see, when the temple was built, I was at the peak of my career. I was working almost 4 or 5 shifts day in and out. I was working, so I didn't even have time to react to that. Uh, where I used to live earlier in Boat Club, every Sunday that area used to be absolutely crowded. We used to call police to control the crowd because there used to be buses, people coming from different parts of Tamil Nadu and standing outside my house wanting to see me. And that was disturbing the other neighbors because it's a very, very private residential area. People who live in Chennai, they would know what Boat Club is like. So they were very disturbed, and we had to stop doing that. I had to request my fans not to come home on Sundays and see me because I didn't want to disturb my neighbors. Um, Saris, idlis, and everything. I don't know. I've never reacted to that. Probably that's why I have remained very, very normal and stable. And that's it. The minute you
Imagine,
start reacting, think that okay, I have so much, then you'll not be normal.
imagine eating a idli and then being told this is in your name, but I think you missed that, and you've skipped that, and all good for that. But I want to end this with the last question, and you're looking absolutely wonderful, which brings me to the question that. Oh my God, somebody just said, oh, I have to read this out to you. Fans are planning another temple. Please. I had no idea about this one.
Oh my
But
God, no, I have no idea about this one. Thank you so much. Once I built a temple and building a temple again, thank you so much. I would say, it becomes a huge responsibility that when people dedicate a temple in your name, I would say that don't spend money. Please be yourself. Love me as you are from wherever you are, and continue doing good work in my name. And that is enough for me. That's it.
and the weight loss question, Khushbu, fantastic. Oh my God, you were looking so much younger. What did it take? And where did this come from? I think a lot of us want to know who've been sitting on our
No, it took
couches
me
for the
a
last
long
2 years.
time. No, it took me a long time. I was contemplating to lose weight, but I kept asking the wrong person if I'm fat, and that was my husband and my children because they have seen me every day and they were like, "You're perfectly fine." But then I had a nasty fall and I hurt my back. So the first thing doctor said that if I need to heal my back, I need to lose weight. Because the entire pressure is on my coccyx bone, and I need to strengthen that. And until unless I don't lose weight, I will not be able to do it. And my daughters, they lost weight. My husband lost weight because he was playing a cop back to back in 3 films. So he needs to be fit to wear a cop uniform. So he had lost weight. And my entire family, my husband is 6'3". My elder daughter is almost a 6-footer. My younger one is 6'1". And I'm at 5'5", a puny elf at home. So imagine with my weight, a puny person next to them with tall and lean people. I looked out of the family. I didn't look part of the family at all. I thought, किसने भाड़े से लेकर आया है? So I had to lose weight to keep up with what they were doing, and they were inspiring me. My husband was on a diet. He was working out. He was going for walks. He was waking up early morning and doing yoga. And then I had a lot of time also during the second lockdown because we were not working. We were at home all the time. So then I said, why am I wasting my time? I need to heal my back. I need to get fit. I need to look part of the family. So Mr. Sundar, see, I'm going to start with you. So I started walking with him. I started working out with him in the mornings, doing a lot of yoga in the mornings. And of course, my diet. I understood what my body wants rather than what my taste buds wants. It was very important that I understand what my body wants. And that's it. It took me long. It took me almost a year to knock off 21 kgs, but I did it.
Is it the tougher part though is to maintain it, isn't it?
Absolutely. And I'm like, I get on the weighing scale, and the minute it moves up, even a 500 gram, and I'm like, oh, I put on weight.
Yeah.
And my husband says, shut up, relax. You can afford to put on 500 because you lose that again.
Yeah, mine doesn't react. It just says he doesn't even look up. All is good, all is good. You're looking good. So I know where that is going. I need to take tips from you on this one separately, but going to let it go.
Never ask your husband if you're fine, because for them, it's like you, whichever way you are, you're fine.
Yeah, they want status quo and peace in the house, I think, right? More
Yeah,
than anything, right?
never.
Never. I learned that. I learned that. This I learned, as they say. But Khushbu, it's been a pleasure speaking with you today. I mean, I could carry on, but I know you just mentioned you have a wedding to go to, and I'd asked for half an hour. We've gone over. It was absolutely lovely to speak with you and to learn so much about you and your journey, the career we know, but behind the scenes, always a pleasure, and hope to speak with you again in the future sometime.
Sure.
Thanks so much
You,
for
you you
joining
said
me.
you're in Dubai,
I'm in Abu Dhabi.
Abu Dhabi. Okay, close by. Probably when I'm coming next month, I'll give a buzz and we should catch up.
Absolutely, I would absolutely love that. Would be brilliant. I'm doing Dubai up and down. It's a Delhi Gurgaon. If you've ever been
Yeah,
to Delhi
I'll
Gurgaon,
I'll give
it's
a
that
buzz. Let's
too.
catch up.
Done.
Pleasure speaking to you, and thank you
Thank,
everyone for watching us.
thank you, Khushbu. Thank you, and
Thank you.
thank you everyone for joining Khushbu. I think we try to answer all those questions. If we missed any, we'll get her back another day. Thanks.
Thanks. Bye bye.
Thank you. Thank you.